Hello, my name is Robin Harris of Equenergy, Wellbeing Naturally, and I thought it would be nice to introduce myself and also Equenergy, Wellbeing Naturally, and let you know a little bit more about what I do. Equenergy, the term, came from a combination of equilibrium and energy because I seek to help people bring back a sense of balance in their energy. When we can reconnect with that inner still point, then our body knows how to be well and it knows how to get to that point of well-being. The well-being naturally part comes from my focus on reconnecting with nature in order to find that inner still point. And in doing that, to know who we really are so that we can live lives that are aligned with that feel authentic, that feel true, that we're no longer having to wear masks, and we can really just be ourselves and be comfortable in our own skin, accept ourselves for who we are in all of our moods and all of our ways of being. And as Phyllis Curott says, when we look to nature, it's constantly revealing all sorts of wisdom that will bring us back to the lost parts of ourselves. So that's really what Equenergy is all about. And in these pictures, you can see some of the beautiful nature that we have here at our site. I run workshops and retreat days, as well as individual tailored sessions for people. And it's in this environment. People have said that as soon as you step on to the site, or even before that, as you're driving up the lane, you can feel the tension just slipping away. I think that our lives today are so busy, so full of noise and interconnectedness via the internet and our mobile phones, but not that deep connectedness with ourselves, connectedness through feel with other people. It seems to be very virtual a lot of the time, and I want to ground that back in reality. And even Einstein said that everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics. So what I seek to do in my work is to support people in looking at the reality they want and how to match that frequency so that they cannot help but get that reality. And I often start by looking at what is going on for that person. So I can look at the dis-ease and the symptoms that they're experiencing and kind of read those to see what's going on underneath and to get back to the original trigger. And that can be extremely precise so that that trigger can then be targeted directly. So often in the medicine that's practiced in the Western world, we look at isolated things. So your shoulder hurts, we look at your shoulder, or your knee hurts, we look at your knee, or you have a certain condition, a certain diagnosis, so we'll just focus on that particular area. But for me, it's all interconnected. So if your shoulder hurts, we need to look at the whole body. And in looking at the whole body, we need to look at the diet, the stress you're experiencing, your lifestyle, where you live, the job that you do. It's all a part and parcel. So I do this analysis to get back to the underlying cause behind any dis-ease, and then create a bespoke package to a bespoke package of steps to get back to balance and well-being, and to match that frequency that will create that reality. This is a very individual thing, and it depends very much on a person's perspective, where they are in their life at the moment, their thoughts, their beliefs, what stresses they're experiencing currently. So the well-being package that I create takes all of that into consideration. And in that package, I draw on a range of mostly energetic-based approaches. So these include energy healing, Reiki, EFT, emotional freedom techniques. I look at a person's diet, their hydration. I look at all the layers of a person's being, the physical, the cognitive, so thoughts, beliefs, their emotions, and also the spiritual side, which I use in the loosest sense. So how do they nurture their inner being, basically? I also run workshops and retreat days. And the main workshop is feeling your way from stress into flow. So what does stress feel like in the body? What is your experience of that stress? How can you identify that you are feeling stressed? Because so often there is kind of like a background stress in our lives that becomes our norm, and we almost tune out to it. We need to, because how else would we get through from day to day? But to become more aware of that and how that feels in your body, so that you can recognize when it's starting to build. And on the other side then, recognizing what feeling good and positive and in flow, to be in the zone, what that is like for you. Where do you feel that in your body? How do you feel that in your body? Recognizing what gives you that feeling, so that you can bring more of that into your life to try and redress that balance. I also work with animals, my main passion being horses. And with horses, I offer the same analysis. It's a little bit more difficult because I need a timeline for the analysis, and that can be a challenge sometimes with animals, particularly if they've passed around from person to person, different owners. But I do a form of that analysis, and I can do various different energy therapies and also equine massage. And I work with other animals as well, mostly dogs, but also some cats. I've worked with reptiles, birds. I'm very happy to work with any and all animals. Where then am I based, and do I travel? As I said, we've recently moved to a new location, which is near Abergavenny in southeast Wales. And I travel in the surrounding area. So as you can see in the map on the right-hand side, Gwent, Herefordshire, Gloucestershire, Bristol kind of area. But mostly if I'm working with people, I encourage them to come to Equenergy here on site, because the nature and the surroundings is part of what I offer. With animals, that's not always possible, particularly horses. So I am prepared to travel to work with them. And I do like to see them in their environment to get a feel for what's going on. Do I work online? Yes, I do. The analysis work that I do is completely suitable for working online. And then when I create the wellbeing package, the bespoke wellbeing package, And if the person wants to carry on working with me, there is a lot of work that I can still do online if they're too far away or they're not able to travel. So I do EFT, emotional freedom techniques, or tapping, and I've run sessions of that on Skype and on Zoom. It works perfectly well either way. If you're not familiar with EFT, it uses the same meridian lines as Chinese acupuncture, but it doesn't require any needles, so you can use it any time, anywhere. It's a very easy technique to use. And if you were interested in working with me, how can that happen? What do you need to do? Well, my contact details are here on the screen. Just get in touch. We can have a no obligation chat to see what it is that you're hoping to achieve and how we might be able to work together to get to that point. As I said, it's a very individualized process. So I always come up with a very tailor-made package. And so that's why it's a really good idea to have a chat beforehand, see if we're a good fit, see what I can offer, see if that sounds like it would work for you. So give me a call, send me an email, contact me through my website, or if you'd like to just know a little bit more about me and about Equenergy, then you can follow me on social media. I have 2 Facebook pages. One of them is for animals and the horse side of my work more predominantly, and that one is called Equenergy, Equenergy. The people side of my business, that page is called Wellbeing Naturally. I have groups, Facebook groups for both of those pages as well. You're very welcome to join and ask questions or contribute. I have one Instagram account, which is called Equenergy, again, Equenergy. Or you can find me on LinkedIn as Robin Harris. And I have a blog as well. And again, that's under the name of Equenergy. So feel free to follow me, drop me a line, ask me any questions. I'd love to hear from you. Bye-bye.